So I'm covering linear equations and rational equations here. So if you look at the handout, you can see how to solve linear equations in one variable. There are 5 steps given. So we're going to go over the steps. Step number 1, we have to use the clear distributive property to clear the parentheses and then combine the like terms. Step number 2, you have to use the addition property of equality to collect the variable terms on one side and constant on the other side. Step number 3, use the multiplication property to make the coefficient on the variable term equal to 1. And then step number 4, we have to check the solution. Step number 5, write the solution set. So I'm going to solve number 1 from the handout. So the problem is solve x plus 4 times x minus 5 equals 4 times x minus 2. So as I mentioned earlier, you have to first clear the brackets by using distributive property. So let's distribute the 4 on both sides. So 4 times x is 4x and 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. And here is 4x minus 8. So let's group all the like terms, combine the like terms first. So x plus 4x is going to be 5x minus 20 equals 4x minus 8. And then we're going to subtract 4x both sides. So we get x minus 20 equals negative 8. So add 20 both sides. So we get x equals 12. So the solution is x equals 12. And you can check your solution by plugging it back into the original equation. So the next example. So problem number 2, again, we cleared the brackets by distributing this negative 3 here and negative 5 on the other side. So we get 2x minus 6x minus 9 equals, minus 6 here, minus 6 equals 1 minus 20x minus 15. So let's combine like terms on both sides. So we have 2x minus 6x is going to be negative 4x minus 6 equals, and 1 minus 15 is negative 14 minus 20x. So now we have to combine all the x, bring all the x to one side. So I'm adding 20x both sides. So we get 16x minus 6 equals negative 14. So let's move the 6 to the other side. So we get 16x equals negative 8. So we have to divide both sides by 16. So this gives us x equals negative 1/2. So the solution is x equals negative 1/2. So let's take number 3. So now we have decimals here. So let's see how to deal with decimals in our problem. So as always, we have to first clear the brackets. So we have only one bracket, parenthesis here. So we have to distribute the 0.2, which is going to be 1.0x, and 0.2 minus 8 is 1.6. And now let's collect all the x terms. So I'm going to subtract negative 1.0x both sides. So we get negative 0.4x minus 1.3 equals negative 1.6. So we have to move the constant to the other side. So we get 0.4x equals negative 0.3. So to get the x by itself, we are going to divide both sides by negative 0.4. So this gives us x equals 3/4. The solution is x equals 3/4, or you can write this one as in decimal format because the given problem is in the decimal, so it's 0.75. Next, we have fractions. Let's see how to clear the fractions. So if you have fractions with step number 1, let's find the least common denominator. So I have 1 here, 1 here. The least common denominator for this 1, 2, 3, and 6 is going to be 6, the biggest number that can go in, so that all numbers can go into 6. Now, multiply. The step number 2 is whenever you have fractions, multiply all the numerators by 6. So I have 2/3 x. I'm rewriting the problem. I'll show you. So then you have to multiply every single term by 6. So I'm going to multiply this by 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. So what do I get? 6 times 2 is 12. 12/3 is 4x. And 6 gets cancelled. And then 3 times 6 is 18. 18/1 is 18. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. And minus 30. Now combine the like terms here. So we get negative x, negative 18 equals 3x minus 30. So let's bring the 3 to the other side, 3x to the other side. So we get negative 4x minus 18 equal to negative 30. So now I have to add 18 both sides so we can get the x by itself. So I'm going to write it down here. So negative 4x equals negative 12. So when you divide both sides by negative 4, we get x equals 3. So the solution is 3. And next one, we are going to see different types of solutions in the next few problems. So the first one is the conditional equation. The second is the true for some values of the variable. Then we are going to see identity. Is that equation that is true for all the variables, and contradiction is no solution. It's going to be false for all the variables. So let's see what that means. So let's take number 5. I have 2. We are having too many brackets here. So let's see how to clear the brackets first to solve this problem. So I have whenever you have too many brackets, I have closed bracket here and then open brackets here. So in other words, the square brackets and the parentheses. Now first we have to go inside out. So what that means is you have to first clear the inside brackets And then we have to clear the outside brackets. So this is like PEMDAS. Okay, now distribute the 4 on the other side. So we get 4 times 7 is 28 minus 4 times x is 8x. Now, so let's first combine these two terms and these two terms. Let's simplify. So we get 14 minus 4x equals 28 minus 8x. So now what we are going to do, we are going to distribute this 2 here. So we get 28 minus 8x equal to 28 minus 8x. So what we are seeing here is same expression on both sides. So I have 28 minus x, 28 minus x. Obviously, they are equal. These are called identity. So whenever you have identity, the solutions are going to be all real numbers. You can put any value for x, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., or negative numbers, negative or negative 2. You get the same values on both sides. That's why it's called the identity. The solution is going to be all real numbers. Or you can denote this by the set of all real numbers like this. Or you can write the set as set of all x such that x belongs to a real number. These are different notation for writing the solution. So the next example, if you look at the problem, it's kind of the same except for the signs have been switched. So let's see what's going to happen here. It's going to be 7 plus 2x. So let's see what we get. So as before, we are going to first clear the brackets here. So we get 10 minus 2x minus 2x equals 28 plus 8x. And then again, we combine the like terms here. So we get 14 minus 4x equals 28 plus 8x. So again, distribute the 2. We get 28 minus 8x equals 28 plus 8x. So we have to combine the x first. So let's add 8x both sides. So we get 28 equals 28 plus 16x. So subtract 28 both sides. So we are getting 0 equals 16x. So when you divide both sides by 0, we get x equal to 0. This is called conditional. So we get one solution for this equation, which is 0. Next. So the last, number 7, I have solve -3 times x minus 2 plus 4 times 2x plus 5 equals. Again, let's first clear the brackets. So I distribute the -3. -3 times x is -3x. -3 times -2 is +6. And then distribute the 4. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 5 is 20 equals 10x. You distribute the negative, so -5x. And negative times negative is +23. So let's group all the like terms here. So we get 5x plus 26 equals 5x plus 23. So now let's group the x, all the x to one side and the constant to the other side. So what I'm getting here is 26 equals 23. And we know that 26 cannot be equal to 23. So this is a contradiction. So whenever you get contradiction, that means there is no solution for this problem. So how do I write the no solution? The symbol is either this is an empty set, or you can write this one as null set like this. Okay. So next few problems, you're going to learn how to solve rational equations. So number 8, we have 13 over 8 equals 39 over y. Rational means fractions. So how to solve fractions or rational equations? We are going to use the, there are multiple ways to solve rational equations. In this example, we can do the cross multiplication. So 13 times y equals 8 times 39. So we get 13y equals 312. This is 8 times. Then divide both sides by 13. So we get y equals 24. So the solution is 24. Next, number 9, the same thing. We are going to solve by cross multiplication. So we get 14 times x equals negative 25 times 7. So we get 14x. So we get 14x equals negative 175. So divide both sides by 14. So we get negative 12.5. Okay. Next, number 10. So we have 10x minus 2a equals 3a. We have to solve for x. So let's first combine the like terms. So I'm going to add 2a both sides. (10x equals 5a). We are solving for x, so that means they have to get the x by itself. So we can divide both sides by 10. So we get x equals 5 over 10 is 1/2 times a. Okay. Next, number 11. We have 3x minus 5y equal to 10. We are solving for y. So we have to, that means we have to get the y by itself. So we have to move all the terms that are with. So I'm going to first subtract 3x both sides. So we get negative 5y equals 10 minus 3x. Now divide both sides by negative 5. So that means we are dividing both terms by -5. So we get -2, and negative becomes positive. So it's going to be 3/5x. And the last one, next example, we are going to solve for the given variable again. And here we are going to solve for z. So first thing, we have to get rid of this 2. So multiply both sides by 2. So I'm going to put the 2. Sorry, it's going to be 2a equals 2 times 3/2 times z plus 1. So what happens now? 2a equals 2 cancels out. I get 3 times z plus 1. So 2a equals 3z plus 3. We are solving for z. That means we have to get the z by itself. So move the 3 to the other side. So we get 2a minus 3 equals 3z. Now divide both sides by 3. So we get rid of the 3. So we get z equals 2a over 3 minus 3/3, or you can write this one as 2a over 3 minus 1. Okay. Okay, so we have solved all the examples here.